Ladies and gentlemen, what is up? What's going down? It's the NBA Finals going up against the Sacramento Kings. This would never, ever happen in real life, but the Kings have built a squad. They traded for Chris Paul. They have Manu Ginobili off the bench. They got Ben Simmons. They got Anthony Davis. And they got Joe Oblivious, Defensive Player of the Year. Let's get it started all up in here in the NBA Finals. Game 1. Chris Paul has the ball because they won the tip-off. And we have David Zerbo in at point guard, looking like it's going to be a little bit easy right there. And Ben Simmons, trying to get a little bit too fancy, could not get the shot to go. And right off the bat, Scottie Pippen making the dunk. Let's get it going now. David Zerbo 4-3. Missing the shot, but Yao Ming on the boards, making it look easy. Going up against two future Hall of Famers in our My League, Joe Oblivious and Anthony Davis. For those of you who don't know, Joe Oblivious is obviously a created player. He's based off my friend in real life. He played center for our church team. And, yeah, man, he's a little bit oblivious, hence the name Joe Oblivious. Obvious reasons, there you go, whatever. But he is, he's a 7-foot center. He can do a little bit of everything. His IQ is off the chart. He is really smart, but sometimes that hustle ain't there. Sometimes, you know, maybe he's not moving to the right spot on the court sometimes. So he knows what to do, but sometimes he just doesn't do it. A little bit lazy. But anyways, let's stop talking about the faults. Let's talk about the good stuff. Great passer. He can bring the ball up. He can bang down low, post up. He can hook shot. He can do everything you imagine a center can do. He's especially good at defense and rebounding. So we're going up against a guy that is really good. And then you got Anthony Davis at that power forward position, going up against our front court of Yao Ming and Caleb DePogi, another creative player who's an offensive threat mainly. He can just score any which way you want. It's a little bit of a struggle defensively. I mean, Yao Ming, he could somewhat keep Oblivious English. Like, my mouth just stopped working for a second. But Yao Ming can keep Oblivious in check. I mean, he is 7 foot, what, 7'3", 7'4", or 5 or 6, or he's probably 9 feet tall. Yao Ming is a beast. Number 11 just walking up the court because he knows how much of a beast he is. And John Wall, all the way to the basket, giving us, oh no, we're doing math, giving us a 13-15 point lead at the moment. Jonathan Simmons? No. Jonathan Simmons is on the Spurs in real life, I do believe. He's their like shooting guard, small forward type of dude. He's that Lance Stevenson type of player, that energy man off the bench. But Ben Simmons on this squad, and Sacramento knocking down a shot at the end of the quarter, or the second quarter, and boom. These highlights are just fire right now. I'm so excited that the series is almost coming to a close. We have roughly 4 to 7 games left in the series, and I'm excited because 2K18 is coming out. So pumped for that game. It looks so much better than 2K17. The improvements are night and day. Maybe not for players like LeBron James and people like Kevin Durant, but hey, it's there. You can see the difference. They have upped their game. I think they had to do that because NBA Live is also kind of doing a little bit better, especially in the shoe game. Their scans aren't as good. I'm not going to buy NBA Live because I think they're still maybe 1 or 2 years away from actually being super competitive from 2K. But NBA Live is getting a lot better as well. So there's that to keep a lookout for. I'm definitely going to be watching Chris Move's videos on NBA Live just to see how the gameplay works. But I'm still 2K. I'm not a fanboy. I just like good video games. I like how it's done. I like how the animations work. It's probably the most realistic you can get from any video game that you have out there right now, including live. And the passing is going well. Tracy McGrady knocking down a three-pointer, and we get the foul. Yao Ming flopping like LeBron James. John Wall, third in assists, leading that league right there. Leading that league in third in assists. English is not my first language, guys. It really isn't, though. My first language is Tagalog, and I've practically almost completely forgotten how to speak in Tagalog, except for like key phrases and certain sentence patterns, but I need to practice it a little bit more. It's a good language to know, especially when you live in the Bay Area. It's pretty much Hispanics, Chinese people, and then you got a growing population of Indians, but probably third on that list would be Filipinos. So it's a good language to know in the area that I live in. I mean, English is definitely a good language to know here in the Bay Area, but it's always good to know a second language. If you ever have the chance to learn a second language, I would definitely recommend it. If you were born in a family that's bilingual, make sure to speak it. Don't forget that language. It's gonna help you get a job later on in life. Speak to people of a different culture, not necessarily people in the US, but if you travel and you go to that country that speaks a certain language and you know that language, you're not gonna get ripped off. You're gonna know how to speak with the people. You can learn a lot more because you're speaking their language. And also your language, I guess. So, yeah, always, if you have a chance, learn a language. Preferably if you're in the US, Spanish. If you're not in the US, maybe French, maybe German. Chinese is a good language. Growing populations all over the world. Indian. I don't think it's Indian. I think it's like... Oh, no. I don't know. I'm not going to say anymore. It's not Indian. Chinese, I know the difference, like Mandarin and Cantonese, but I can't speak anything about that. But anyways, let's get back to this game. We're getting off on a tangent, man. We're off on a tangent. We're in the NBA Finals. We're in Game 1. And it's not really a blowout, but I mean, come on, man. We're 6 points ahead, 4 minutes left. There we go, 8 points ahead, 4 minutes left. Like, it ain't too much of a quandary right now who's going to win this game. Unless they really do something spectacular. We've led the whole way, and there's a block from Yao Ming, and they get the foul. The refs are bailing them out. Come on now. Come on now. Ben Simmons trying to get a little bit too fancy again, and there we go. Depogi bringing the ball up. Finding John Wall for the three. Knocking it down. Big shots, big buckets in big games. No game is bigger than Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Maybe except Game 7. Definitely Game 7 if it gets to that point. But, yeah, let's go. Let's do this. John Wall pulling up again. Not able to get that one to go. 55-48. They're still putting up a fight, but not well enough. And we steal the ball from Chris Paul. It's showtime here in Miami. Throwing it down. Big buckets. So, one thing I do want to talk about. The NBA playoffs. It's a very fun time, but a lot of people always say it should be seeded 1-16. And I'm on that boat as well, because if you think about it, in the finals, it's a Western Conference team versus an Eastern Conference team, and they still play 2 to 3 days apart. You know, like, that's how it's done, 2 to 3 days apart. It doesn't matter if you're in all the way in the West Coast, like the Golden State Warriors, and you go up against Boston. It's going to end up still being 2 games in Boston, if that's the #1 seed, or let's go in real life. 2 games in the West Coast, 2 games in the East Coast, 1, and then 1 back in the #1 seed's place. So, I think they should really do that, because that's pretty much how it's done in the finals. Like, just, like, whatever, man. Just do it. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Got a little bit carried away, but with that being said, leave a like and subscribe. Adios! When it comes to notes, you've got to know when to take them and know when to fold them.